Where's the button? Ohayo gozaimasu. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Switch this light on. I'm a bit behind the ball today. How is everyone doing? Is the mic working? Yeah. It was unplugged a second ago. I'm a bit behind the ball today. A vested Terran, yeah. I just got... It was a cheap thing. It's from Mizurishi. But I like it. I've got some news. We can talk about that in a bit. I just put some eye drops in and my eyes are still stinging. Mic is on. Cool, cool, cool. Another cold is coming. It's just ripping through the schools at the minute. All the kids in my son's class, everyone is like pouring from the nose. And maybe not the year above him, but the second year above him, the whole class is infected with influenza. And like quite a bad one, I think, because some of the kids have like 39, 40 degree temperatures. So I hope we don't catch that one in this house. Not so much fun. I feel like I'm just constantly with a cold at the minute. Usually, I used to work in a kindergarten, and I hardly ever got sick. I think I had like 2 sick days where I caught like a cold from the kids or something. Like not just a cold. I've had minor colds where you just get like a sniffle and stuff. That's nothing, but nothing to take the day off for. I think only like once or twice in the 3 years I worked there. Um, but recently, anything that goes around, like a couple days later, I start feeling it too. Today's like day one of me starting to feel it. I got some funny pictures to show you later. But before then, let's get some carving going. We will click the stream on, put my manager on the phone so I can see you. What grade is your son in? 0. He's 1.5. I guess he's 1.5, right? Yeah. Almost exactly. And in school already. Yeah, you gotta work. We gotta work. I don't have money for supporting both of us. So my wife's got to work. That's the world nowadays. I guess for most people. 1.5 already, time flies, it does. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Anyway, let's switch over. We didn't get the block finished. Let's take a look. We didn't get the block finished. We're doing this bit today. And we'll probably still be doing this on Friday as well. I've asked for an extension. I think there's no problem because I'm doubting some of the other people working on this block will be able to finish it before the end of the year. So, but I'll get my work done as quickly as possible. But I have been busy doing other things. We had a fellow in my workplace who brought multiple sicknesses into the office from his kids who brought them from school, home from school. And we considered moving into another workspace. Segregate all the parents. I didn't get myself a drink this morning. Ugh. Setup all good. We in focus. We're still on the wide cam. Do we prefer the macro? We've done a lot of this lens recently. This is max zoom for this current lens. Would you like a little bit of macro today? We're getting really close. Or should I leave it like this? I'll give you a minute to decide. We'll do a little bit of this first. Need to look at my reference. Super close. Is that the consensus? Yeah, I'll do that now then before we start. Reach over. This is my lens I'm using. I can't remember what it's called. Fujiron aspect lens macro 1:2 ratio. Give me a second, it's going to go weird. Better? The dots. I think they're probably bigger for you than they are for me. Now, where are we going to start? We were working our way down this bit. It's a little bit frustrating because maybe you can see clearer now what I was explaining the other day. Let's look at a segment, which is a good example. Okay, look at this line here. There's just a line that's going down here like this. But if we look on the sample, if I can find it, and the one next to it actually. So we've got a little flick and then the one on the inside, right? Yeah. So look at this and look at this. And then look over here. And can you see all the extra detail that's in there? That is the right section, is it? Let's just double check. This is the other thing that takes so long. Sometimes it's really... it's the wrong section. Okay. This is the section we're looking at. There's a lot of extra wiggling and stuff here, and a lot of extra detail. Maybe this is a better area. I've already carved it though. How can we explain this? Okay, this is a really clear one. There's a line here, a little bump, and then it just curves around, right? And if we look at the sample, there's a line here, a little bump, then it wiggles down, wiggles up, wiggles down, comes in, little flick out. None of that is visible on the actual block because I think it must have been printed on an inkjet. We can talk about the differences between inkjet and laser printing for Hansta later, but yeah, it's taking a little bit of extra time. I'm not worrying too much about it because people are not really going to see this resolution. I'm carving it cleanly and nicely, and I'm trying to follow as much as I can, but you can see another thing I'm struggling with quite a lot. On this, we call these mihon. This is my sample that I'm carving from. This is my reference. That's the word, reference. The inside and the outside of the shapes is the same color. And so when I'm getting into areas like this and I'm really focusing in, trying to find the right spot, I just, at this point now, I have no idea which is the inside and which is the outside. And it gets really difficult just to track where I am. So I'm usually putting a knife, a chisel there. This is all going to be off screen for you. But this is what I'm doing. I'm usually putting a chisel there and I'll do sections like this because it's taking me way too long to find all the sections. Especially here. I've left this obviously because I wasn't sure what's going on here. So I've got to find it now. Jesus, where is it? Big dot coming down up into that. I genuinely don't know where that is. Dot, dot, up from there. Okay, I got it. So did you work this? Yeah, I worked it. Yesterday, I didn't. That's the me being busy. Yesterday, I couldn't work it. I've been doing lots. Last time you saw it, we were down over here. We were doing, I think we did a bit of this last time. We finished off this section, and then we came up here a little bit. Since then, I've come all the way up here. Mikamuka, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. Dots after dots after dots. Yeah, we're coming to the end of it. Hopefully I can finish it this week. Let me do some carving, right? I'll read your comments in a minute. We'll get into them. Losing my place already. My eye's not in for the day. After a little while, I get sort of locked into to the place we are. That bottom piece. I have got it. Okay. Just hadn't popped out. Move the tab. Usually bits like this I'm struggling because I don't know what I've cut and what I haven't cut here. Usually bits like this I finish up that dot or that cluster of dots before I stop, so I don't have to go back and figure out which dots have I done, which lines have I cut, which ones have I not cut. But when I stopped carving this block, it was like, I think my son was crying or something, so I just put everything down and I had to go. And it was past my it was time for stopping anyway, so I didn't come back to it. Give me a second just to find a little bit of a rhythm, and I'll read your comments and we can have a little bit of a chat. What's this section here? It's a little dot. Then underneath it does go under. Oh, hang on a second. I'm getting a phone call. Let me just mute you guys for a second. Sorry about that. Um, I gotta go pick up my son. I gotta go pick up my son. They've called, and I've gotta go there and get him. We're gonna we're gonna do 5 more minutes because they're in the middle of something. It'll take me 10 minutes to get there. So go in there. We're gonna have to end this. It might be English, it might not be English. It was sort of half-half. It was a mix of Japanese and English. So I think for that conversation, if you are going to read lips, you'd need to understand a decent amount of both language and also the ability to read lips. Now he's okay. He's on this medicine for his cold, but that makes we don't need to talk about his poo. We don't need to do that. Everyone's finishing carving 5 times faster than you. No, that wasn't it, and I don't think that's an issue. Mm-mm-mm. I think Ukiyo grabs you in whatever form you lost. I love this rabbit hole. I'm not sure what you guys have. Ah, okay, it's part of a long conversation. Sorry. I missed a lot. I missed a lot. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go in a minute. But before we do, I've got something a little bit fun. We'll go a couple minutes. I can push it a couple minutes. We're not going to get much carving done today, so let's just leave that. But I do have some good news. Maybe let's just switch it off the block because there's no point. I got some good news. The reason I was busy yesterday was because I went to the Tokyo Regional Immigration Bureau in Shinagawa, which is quite away from me. Just the train alone is like an hour and a half. Um, and I was there for a round trip. I think it was about 7 hours, but it's because I live quite far, so I don't know how long I was actually in there. But I got my new visa. And I've updated my bank thing, but I still don't have a bank because it takes 5 days for them to verify things. So maybe by the end of the week, I'll have access to my salary and my bank again. And I saw, I kept all my old Zairus. They put a hole in them, my immigration cards, right? They put a hole in them and you get to keep them. And I've got 6 of them now. I've been here 7 years. Officially now, it's 7 years. I came here September 2018. So that's 7 years now. And I have 6 Saidu cards. Now, a couple of them, I realized I had to update them before the time had terminated. When you work with kids here, you can't use just a basic English teaching license. You have to get a special one. It's called a engineering specialties humanities, this type of one, to work with the kids. So I just got my 3-year one maybe a year before I started working in a kindergarten. And so I've had one other 3-year before. I got 3 years this time. I got one other 3-year before, and I had to renew it when I still had 2 years of eligibility on it. So that's why in 7 years of being here, I've had 6 Zaidu cards. I think that's what I looked at the numbers briefly. You should close your account the very screw that bank. It's really different. It's a good bank. It's a good bank. It's just they're not very foreigner friendly. But officially now, because I got the 3-year one, I will be eligible for permanent residency, assuming they don't do something funny with it, that you have to have the maximum period of stay on your visa, which I think they're talking about a little bit. Anyway, we don't need to get into that. But it'll officially be 10 years when this current one expires. But yeah, the pattern I told you, like 90% of all the people, I did actually hear on Sensei Martian's stream that he's only got like 2 5s. I'm not going to swear on this stream, but you know what I think of that. That's some BS. But yeah, most people I know, it's a 1-1-3-5 policy. But because I changed so many visas, I've had 3 or 4 different types or classifications of visas. I've had to change mine a lot, so I keep starting from 1, a 1, and 1. Anyway, I've got some pictures to show you because they're really funny. Here we go. So this is my first one. This is me coming to Japan in 2018. Which way do I swipe it now? Yeah, this is 2018 coming to Japan. This is Serial Killer. And then this is 1 year in Japan. This is when I had I started growing my hair, and by the time before I cut it, I think it was about nipple length. Is that one? And then we've got shaved the hair and gone full mountain man. And then I don't know what this one is. This is some sort of bumper year where I've gone back in time. I was sure that this picture was from an earlier time, but it wasn't. I don't know what happened here. This is basic Taran. Last year's one, the beard is in full, the hair is wild. And then the last one, the current one, is actually probably the worst one of the whole bunch. I had to take a new picture quickly in the place. I forgot my picture at home. And so the last one is some sort of, I don't know, Colombian drug smuggler or something. Anyway, those are all my pictures. That's an E-fit. I'm not sure what that is. Need to visit Dave's barber. 70s rock band, that works too. So I think what we've learnt there is that I should have a little bit of stubble on here. Yeah, at least you got to see some embarrassing pictures of me. I don't photograph very well. I wouldn't let that one in. Anyway, I've really got to go now. I got to go pick up my son. I'll see you again on Friday. I guess I'll do the morning until just after lunch, maybe 1 o'clock, taking care of my son, and then hopefully Ayana will be back in the afternoon. Maybe he'll go to sleep and she can get some work done from home as well, which would be very nice. But sorry about the short stream today. We showed up. We're not going to do any raiding or stuff. I have to go quickly. So I hope you guys have a nice week. And I'll try and get something interesting for next stream. Let's put it on the overstream. ありがとうございます。またよろしくお願いします。バイバイ。